great Western scholars, they read Tehran Times. I knew where they was getting their stuff because I was reading it too. I said, they don't know nothing about the revolution. When they talk to those people that don't know nothing about it, they sound like they really called, throw name dropping in. I'm gonna try to pick up the pace. These things that are happening in the world today, what we realized was in our environment, the government controls the Negro movement. Well, I don't care if it's Black Lives Matter. As soon as they get rolling, the government gonna be there. You could tell because they jumped up with a lot of steam, right, from Ferguson. I looked on the news and that was the same Negroes that was down at Malcolm X Park. At the first demonstration they had in D.C., Sakina asked me to go. It was a young high school kid, it was nice. Half of the kids there was white. Here come those Negroes from New York. We're gonna tear everything down, we're gonna do this, and that's the police, and the police, blah, blah, blah. And our friend Ali, right here, was there, and he was right in helping management. So I said, hey man, can you get me a minute or two on this microphone? He said, yes. So I got on that microphone and I told the people, we thank you for coming. We thank you for the beautiful rainbow of colors of people that have come out to support us during this period. And I said, something like, don't pay attention to none of these people who come here from out of town talking all that gangster talk about, I know you came here to support the people and to support the people against police brutality. You didn't come here to burn the city down or anything. So during the rebellious days, during my time, a lot of people got killed. You know how people coming to the demonstration talking all that gangster talk, fronting people off and having them destroy they came for a peaceful demonstration. They're called agent provocateurs. They come and they provoke you to do something that you didn't come here to do. And I said something like, if somebody is so mad at the police, there they are right there. They don't need, if they so bad, that's the police right there. You know what I'm telling you? Niggas, if y'all want to fight, don't get all these people, imagine half the kids is at Malcolm X Park are white kids, high school students, they come to support black people. They say, and you should have heard them. They talking to the black, does this really happen to you? Because they don't, they just said in their heart, this looks wrong. But they had to ask, they have no, you could imagine that they don't experience that. Right. Their parents don't tell them now when the police stop you, put your hands either on the steering wheel and don't move. They don't have to tell a white kid that out in Silver Spring, not Silver Spring, way on out there. They don't have to tell them that. Because the police is not gonna stop them like that. And if they do stop them, they're gonna come up, okay, kitty, come on now, you've been messing up. You saw that light. I'm gonna tell your mama, if you do that again, I'm gonna take you home. In the meantime, slow down. And if you've been drinking, you're gonna pull over here and stay there. If it's a nigga, he walking up to the side of the car with his gun, it's unbelievable. So the white kids don't know, if you've never experienced something, you don't know whether it's true or not. Do the police really, I was listening to, do they really stop you guys and kind of rough you up, and they kill Anacostia, little Negro, hell yeah, they F with you all the time. That's all they do, you know. But I went to California, and when I was looking at the news, those same Negroes was down in Ferguson. And the Ferguson's people, imagine when they were saying, we don't need outside agitators coming here to tell us what to do. They was talking about them New York Negroes that was agent provocateurs. What I'm saying is the news can be manipulated easy. For instance, today, they just sent a lot of bombs or something to the Democrats, right? Yeah. You see that on the...
Yeah. Clintons and...
Yeah.
Clintons, Obama, George Soros.
Yeah. You don't know whether that's bomb makers or the Clintons sending stuff to themselves. It gets some sympathy, right? Mm-hmm. So people know how to manipulate the news. I don't pay... They said they got a bomb sent to them. It's just like this guy here. We don't know. They had all the paperwork for I don't know how long. We don't know what, we don't get hooked up in their argument, right? Because they be playing games. The people above them, see, there's a team of manipulators way up at the top. They manipulate everything. They manipulate elections. You remember in 2000, when Al Gore won the popular vote, just like Hillary Clinton did. But Al Gore is going to come in with, his main thing was climate control. We want to, and them big white folks, he's a nice guy. If he didn't have that on his platform, no problem. But they chop it up. Where they chop it up? Right down there in Florida, where George's
Brotherhood?
Yeah.
Right.
First they said they didn't want Florida. Then they said stop the music. Remember that? We got hanging chads and we got whatever they had. And now, and then they solved the problem in the Florida Supreme Court, of all places. Okay, the next time, people's about tired of George. He done went to war over there, and he done messed up in Afghanistan, right? By the end of 2003, 2004, man, the people are so mad. George, you done run over there and getting everybody killed, and you done killed 500,000 people, and it ain't no end in sight. Jumping on the thing, talking about a mission accomplished. Ain't no mission accomplished, but you talking about Americans. I don't know if you remember how Americans used to drive. When they would show a vehicle, it would be moving it as fast as that thing would go, because some IUDs was wearing they behind out. I mean, they was paranoid.
They had to reinforce the trucks.
Yeah.
They were reinforcing the trucks to prevent.
And they still blowing them away.
Still blowing them up.
Hey man, it was cold-blooded, but they shouldn't have been there. And then they swift-boated the man. Kerry. Right. They swift-boated. It said something. Of course, they know it's a jive, but the big ones at the top are making the big manipulations. What they wanted to do with America, you couldn't get a sane politician to do. He just couldn't do it. So they put this Clockwork Orange boy, this boy here, is so crazy. Just suppose they're having a controlled implosion. Just suppose that's part of the thing. Okay, America's going down now. So, if we bring it down ourselves, like them big buildings, they put all the charges, it falls straight down. if we know exactly when it's gonna fall, how it's gonna fall, and everything else, we can have a plan to rebuild. So if we bring America down quickly, the way we want, then it won't be in a natural way, according to historical processes. We will have controlled its implosion. That way we can be ready to develop, to build it back up. Okay. So, but we have to have someone that will come and make the quick implosion. A sane senator wouldn't do it. So they bring in Don. I mean, this is a possibility. They bring in Don. What does he do? He takes apart everything that makes America strong. He destroys every treaty and everything, and how he could get Canada mad, and the Germans, and even the British, and the whole world laughing at him. You got to work at that. You couldn't get Bill Clinton to do that because you couldn't get Obama to do it. He got too much sense. But if you got a ruthless billionaire that ain't got no money at all, ain't got a dime, because you see every time he got over some money, he blew it. And they showed in the white man newspaper that his daddy eased him over $500 million, 453, they say, without taxes and everything, through a scheme. That's what the research said. He had it built up like, I made myself big and rich, independent. I got $1 million or so from my daddy, and I turned it into billions. That ain't nowhere near true. Every dime that boy get his hands on, he blows it. So, he's a perfect man to do one of these crews' bidding. You know, Soros got a bomb sent to his house, too. Soros is a big trillionaire, billionaire. All those guys and above them, they're controlling the media and all of these things. They control. So they control what we see, what we think, what we analyze, and then they do it, and then they give their commentary to what we just said. Can you imagine? This is exactly why the American people are so slow. They know what they're educating them with. They can anticipate how far they'll go with it. Anybody, you notice Venezuela's having such big problems right now, right? Yeah, that's right. But the U.S. sanctioned Venezuela. And they said this proves socialism doesn't work. But it was working fine when Hugo Chavez was there. To prove they didn't like him, they tried to kill him in '97, and he still came back. And then he just ups and died, a handsome young man, up and died with cancer, just like that. And his whole, and he wasn't talking about old-time socialism. He said, we have to have it. I heard him at the UN. He said, we have to have a new socialism. And I remember when I was younger and I was down in South America, Salvador Allende went to the UN in 73 or 72, before they had the coup. Because he was bringing in socialism and it was working. So he went to the UN and he told them that there are plots and schemes to bring our government down, but our socialism is working. And they brought Pinochet in and they killed him. Guy Pinochet stayed in the dictatorship up until a few years back, till he died. Right? Hugo Chavez with Citgo 10 years ago was helping Americans. Remember, he was given a gas, heating break, and heating oil and stuff. Yeah. They was rolling in money. What about now when the gas, oil prices is $70 or a little higher, up and down? And they still broke. It's because they're controlled and they're manipulated. So what I'm saying is, what this mission of ours has showed us is how deeply the world is manipulated. Because we see how around us, everything, whether it's the Hamza Yusuf, whether it's Zayd Shaka, Siraj Wahajas, all the people on the docket are sellouts, or they speak selloutish. And they don't have no solutions, and definitely they're not independent. And they don't, the people who are managing this thing now, they don't allow any independence. And anybody that's independent like us, what do? They get the shaft. And everybody cooperates with each other against whoever the target is. That means the media cooperates. So if they want to talk about Islam, they won't call us, although they know that we are all around the world and have all the connections with the real players in the Islamic movement. Not the standbys and the clowns, but the real people. But they're not going to call us for nothing. They're going to call their hired Negroes. So we understand that in detail in our own environment. Therefore, we understand it in the global environment too. So when they talk about fake news, it is fake news. And they're the fake news. They make it. If you notice it, old Don, no matter what